Hello and welcome to another episode of Castle Farms Homestead. You know it's going to be a good one because I'm finally back in it.
Woo! It's going to be so exciting, let me tell you. Today, you might see behind us that things are a bit of a mess around our fifth wheel and other places on the property. So today is a cleanup day. We're going to try to get as much cleaned up as possible, and especially around here, because we want to try to make this area behind us presentable and usable. We want to be able to sit down out there, have a table and sit down and eat outside, because the weather's much nicer and warming up. So
It's too hot already.
yeah, especially in the fifth wheel. By the afternoon it gets pretty warm. So that's our goal for today. Let's see how far we can get. This has kind of just been a catch-all for a lot of different things. We come and drop stuff off. We got planting stuff, we've got light fixtures, we've got
A busted toilet.
a busted toilet. Well, that'll go in the garbage. We'll get rid of that. We got chicken stuff and rabbit stuff. We've got, of course, our chairs and where we were barbecuing and all. We want to make that presentable. More garden stuff over there. We've got buckets that we ordered from somebody and they dropped them off. We've got 55-gallon drums that were ordered and somebody dropped them off. I don't even know what that is. We'll see. We got lumber, everything. Anyway, it's just all got to go, and then we got to make this place presentable. The hard part about this is just knowing what to take and where to put it. I mean, we want to take everything, but where does it all go?
That's why it's all been put here. We don't know where else to put it.
We do have a load now loaded up on the tractor. We can take over to the hoop house. Hoop house is getting full of stuff too, so we got to put it somewhere. I'm considering just throwing real quick a shed together over by the garden area. That's just gonna be like garden supplies, and just stick stuff in there. Just quick 2x4s, some OSB on it, and don't worry about it. It's just a storage spot. We might do that sometime, not today. Today we're just gonna clean the stuff up. So we've got everything out of the interior portion. Of course, a lot of it is just on the exterior portion now as we're organizing it in groups of where it's going to go. But right now then, Brady is getting the weed whacker ready to whack down all the weeds in there. And then after that, we have a little damage repair to be done. We thought initially that the wind had blown the toilet over into this fence and knocked it out. But then I realized what it was. I backed the tractor, had the backhoe on it, and I backed the backhoe up into that toilet, knocked it over, and broke the fence. So we gotta fix that fence. Well, it's definitely not the prettiest, because some of that metal I think just got stretched out, but it's all connected anyway, and we'll have to camouflage it with something. Brady is going to take over this job for now because I am heading back into town I've got a wedding to go to. So Brady's on it all by himself. He has total artistic license, kind of.
This is when things actually get done.
We'll see about that.
Because I'm doing it.
Okay, we'll see.
I'm running it. Some of you may recognize these pavers here from when Clint and I poured the pillar foundations for our future health center. We had a bunch of leftover concrete, wasn't sure what to do with it, so we threw together some forms, made these pavers. Now we've replaced the pallets that we had out here with the pavers, but the pallets kept the fence, the gate from closing. Clint and Bobby want the gate to be able to close so that when Bobby comes out with the pups, we're able to let them out at night and not worrying about them running off, getting at by coyotes. So I have to dig a nice little hole right there for this paver to fit in, and just piling up the dirt inside the fence because I didn't think that through. Should have been throwing it in the planter right here. Oh well. Well, I got this one buried, and it was a huge pain. Now I have to bury another one, which will also be a huge pain. Yay! Now, besides getting these pavers in place, I also moved over this flower bed, which may have been in a video like over a year ago. But it's one of the big flower beds that we've had sitting by the greenhouse. So I moved it over here, filled it with some mixture of 1 scoop one to one horse compost, mushroom compost, and dirt. Filled that up, threw some wildflower seeds in there. Gonna water that in a bit. But first, if you look behind me, you'll see lying on the ground back there 3 new maple trees. We haven't picked out exactly where we're planting them yet, so I'm going to be setting them up in surrounding their base with some compost and throwing some stakes in the ground to help hold them up because these are leaning severely. They're very crooked. Clint's calling it character. So I'm going to throw some stakes in the ground so these trees can get some support, surround their pots with some compost to help hold moisture in while we pick spots before we plant them. We also got some more fruit trees, a cherry, a peach, and a nectarine. Now, as previously stated, these are some new trees that we got, and I stuck them, copying a thing that Clint had seen someone else do, in some compost while still in their pots. And there are a couple benefits to this. The main one being the compost holds onto moisture really well. While when we water these, we can get their soil wet and everything, the water does just drain straight out of the pots. With the compost, that moisture is then contained around the pots still, which is the soil in the pots is in contact with the compost and everything. And it helps keep the moisture in the pots, lets them suck up more. So we don't have to worry about these drying out too much, since we don't know exactly when we're going to be planting these. Another benefit is that the compost is helping to keep the trees from tipping as much. Like I said, you can kind of see they're not exactly running straight up and down, so these are liable to fall over. With the compost, it steadies the base a little bit. Plus, you can see finally throwing the rope on these as well with these stakes to help hold them in place even better. This middle tree here is especially wobbly. And so you can see in the back there, we have a metal stake that I ran down along the outside, well, not the outside, the inside edge of the pot here, through the bottom of the pot into the ground. And now it's sturdy as heck. I would love to do that for these other two, but I don't know where the rest of our metal stakes are. So they seem to be doing all right now. And so I'm gonna throw the rope on them, hope that's enough. If I can find the other metal stakes, I'll be sticking those in as well. When I put this paver in yesterday, it had a little bit of a wobble. I was hoping that it would settle and the wobble would go away. And while it did settle, the wobble's a lot worse. So I have to fix this now. With these changes, this space is much more usable now. We're gonna have people over for fires and to have for dinner and everything. And well, I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. If you liked the video, be sure to like the video, leave us a comment, subscribe, share, let folks know that you like what we're doing here at Castle Farms Homestead. And we'll see you next time.